Welcome to the Armani Talks YouTube channel. I'm your host, Armani Talks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills in order to help you level up your way with words. If this is your first time on the channel, welcome aboard. In this channel, I drop a new video every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, discussing a variety of topics ranging from improving your impromptu speaking skills, improving your storytelling skills, social skills, along with other topics which will make you much more articulate in expressing your ideas. If those subjects interest you, go on and hit that subscribe button right down below, hit that bell notification, and never miss another video again. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back, and be sure to help me out by dropping that like for me right down below. And let's get started with today's episode, which is going to talk about how to cultivate a killer, stronger work ethic. The following talk is an excerpt from my book, Level Up Mentality, a guide to re-engineer your mindset for confidence. So if you're resonating with the talk, get the full book in the description box and in the pinned comment right down below. Work ethic is very similar to eating, but it's not the exact same. I want you to remember this line because it's going to come in handy later on. I want you to envision two different scenarios with me. In the first scenario, let's say you have been busy your entire day and you've worked up quite the appetite. You come over to my place and you keep hinting to me that you're extremely hungry, trying to say stuff like, man, I could eat a cow right now. I could eat an elephant right now, indicating to me that you're hungry. Eventually, I'm able to pick up that you are starving, and I let you know that I'm picking up on your hints. And I say to you, wait up for a second. I got exactly what you need. Mentally, you're thinking about all the different food items that I have in my refrigerator. You think that I'm going to be serving you like some Chef Boyardee looking dude. You're imagining all these different stuff. Then I come to you and I give you a cookbook. I feel like I did something great. But for you, you're not happy with what I just did. Because you know that you are hungry. You don't necessarily care how the food is made. You don't care about looking at all these different pictures of the food. You want the real thing. This is situation number one. In situation number two, let's use myself as an example. When I was growing up, I used to go to Golden Corral buffet a lot. And normally when I would go there and my brother was coming with me, we'd try to compete on who could eat more. And in the beginning of us entering Golden Corral, all the food looked good. And by the way, if you've never been to one of these places, it has all bunch of steaks, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, tacos, all of that. So if you're hungry, this is the perfect spot to go. Well, you unleash two hungry boys there that are competing. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of eating. 1 hour in, we're full. So full where the waitress comes up to us and is like, would you guys like dessert? And even though the dessert looks amazing, the mere thought of that repulses us because we're so freaking full. And don't lie, I know you've been to a restaurant before and you've ate that much. So from these two different situations that I gave you, as you can tell, they're polar opposite. In this one, you're desiring food, and in this one, you're desiring no more food. And this is where work ethic starts to resemble eating, but it's not the exact same. When someone claims that they have work ethic and they're saying, oh, well, I've been inconsistent for a very long period of time. Oh, well, I've been suffering from analysis paralysis for a very long period of time. Oh, well, I just read a book or two. I'll start the actual practical parts of the subject in a month or two. You know what I hear when someone says something like that? It's like you coming into my house, you keep indicating that you're hungry, I give you the cookbook, and you're perfectly satisfied. Were you really hungry if a cookbook can fill your appetite? Not at all. And that's exactly how work ethic should be viewed. If you're making all these little excuses, then you never had ambition from the very beginning. Now, I told you that it's similar to eating, but it's not the exact same. And that's where we're coming to the second scenario, where You may be one of those guys that's been working and working. You're creating certain systems so you're not avoiding burnout. But then a part of you is thinking, maybe I'm working a little too hard. Or maybe I don't know if I could push myself anymore. And then you start to talk yourself out of it, right? A lot of hesitancy is being built. And that's when typically people are going through burnout at this stage. Now, this is why work ethic is not identical to eating. Because with the body, yes, you can just eat so much. But with the mind, your mind can keep on learning. And learning is equivalent to eating for the mind as eating is for the body. With the mind, though, it just keeps going more and more and more. And you make the mistake when you superimpose the rules of the body to the mind. So the trick is to understand that, yes, work ethic has some similarities with eating, but it is not identical. And when you start to understand that concept, that it is not the exact same, that's when you always want more. That's the main takeaway that you want to get out of this video. How can I gear my narrative in a way where I'm happy with what I've done thus far, but I constantly want more? I'm not like Armani and his brother in Golden Corral, where afterwards I'm full. I always want to make sure that I'm not full. No matter if I'm eating the steak, the tacos, the mashed potatoes, etc., I always want to make sure that I am not full. And once you can gear that narrative in a certain way that it sparks within your mind, because I can't give you this checklist and boom, you have work ethic, because your emotions are involved. But when you can find a way to generate that narrative on yourself, where you're saying, I'm hungrier than ever. I am no longer confusing the rules of the body with the rules of the mind. That's when true work ethic is going to be unleashed. Not the kind of work ethic, what I call the posers, the guys that are satisfied with cookbooks, but true work ethic where the people want the real thing. They want the actual food. That's true work ethic, and that's what is a language in itself. True ambition, consistency, the ability to be the exact same through strengths and weaknesses, good times and dark times, is where the emotional resilience is built over time. If you resonated with this video and you want a more detailed look into soft skills and how to understand the rules of the mind, be sure to check out the Level Up Mentality book, which provides tons of concepts on the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the alter ego, how to create a North Star, and many more other innovative concepts. Grab the book in the description box or the pinned comment right on below. And thank you for joining the Armani Talks YouTube channel.